Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Sound okay? Welcome to the Center of Love. Is there anyone brand new today? Yeah, I thought so. Yeah. Hi, welcome. Not you?
I'm Jim Scott.
Hello, Jim Scott.
I'm a friend of Richard. Yeah.
Oh, great. Great.
And who are you?
I am Naomi, and I'm going to welcome you today. And I have just a few words to begin about the center. So our goal here today is to create a container where we can share our truths, expand our perspectives, and allow ourselves to be vulnerable, curious, and inspired. In order to ensure this container holds, we respect a few simple ground rules. The presenter holds the floor. That will be Dre today. When someone is speaking or sharing, we listen with our full attention. Shares and questions are welcome during circle time, which will be at the end. So for those that don't know, we're going to have, I'm just going to introduce, Dre's going to come up and do a talk. Then we'll have a meditation, 10 minutes meditation. We'll have a little bit of coffee. And then we're a big group. We're 22 people today, as per my count. And so we'll split off actually into two groups, about 11, and we'll have a little chat at the end. So during that time, shares and questions are welcome. Ritual elements are host-led. And above all, we practice respect, kindness, and curiosity towards one another. So when I first came to the Center of Love, which was early May, maybe late April 2023, one of the first people I bonded with was Dre. After the group meeting, he and I started talking outside on the street, and it was just one of those, oh, me too. Yeah, I'm into that too. Oh, what about this? Yeah, me too. And we even had birthdays a day apart, and we just became friends in 3 minutes, I think. And I was so grateful for that. And Dre is, as a self-described self-help junkie. He's into everything spiritual. He's done just about every course under the sun that you can imagine. So the amount of knowledge and insight that this fellow has is amazing. And he's also just a really caring friend and a really caring person. And you can tell that he really, truly wants to help people. And he has a number of modalities that he works with. I've actually done his mind shifting, which was really cool. And my partner has as well. He's working on other interesting things, always on to the next thing. There's been pills, blue pills, red pills.
I'm pushing pills.
It's not pushing pills.
Got it for us.
Yes.
Just thinking folks.
Yeah. And he's always into some new way to help it expand, and I think we're very fortunate to tap into Dre's knowledge and gain some insights from him this morning. So I'll hand it over.
Hand it over.
Thank you. That was lovely. All right. Whew. If you want some red pills, come see me after. Back alley. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. So I want to start off with a quick question. Who here believes that we create our own reality? Wonderful. Oh, that's more than half of the group. The rest of you, yeah, you may as well leave, because that's what this is about today. But no, really, stay. Hear us out, and hear us out. Me and my multiple personalities. So.
Sorry.
I was going to say, I'm hearing laughing. It's like,
It's Ali's angelic laughter.
oh, Ali. Welcome, Ali.
And Sky online as well.
So, while a lot of us believe that, I wonder, to what degree do we really embody that we create our reality? I mean, sure, we can say, I'd like a cup of coffee. We go to the store, we buy coffee, we make a coffee, we now have a coffee. I created a cup of coffee, right? But what about the bigger picture? Like, who created this building? Who created the lights? Who created each of us to be here? That's the extent I'm talking about creating our reality. As Naomi said, a bit of a self-help junkie. I've read so many spiritual books, spiritual principles, teachings and courses and programs. And it's great to collect all this information, but then what? The real trick, the real key is embodying it, is really absorbing it and living it. You could say, yeah, I know that. Really, if you're not living it, you don't know it. I know that's been the case for me because I spent most of my life collecting information and not quite embodying it to the degree that I would like. And that is increasing exponentially at the moment, where I am embodying a whole lot more, creating reality. So I spent most of my life creating unconsciously, which is what most people do in life. As early as 18 years old, I was learning about law of attraction and manifestation with your mind. However, I didn't manifest the kind of life that I want to live because of subconscious programming. There's that filter in there in each of us that limits what we can have, what is safe to have. And a lot of it's about safety, and we're going to cover that a little bit more in a bit. If I wasn't truly safe, if a subconsciously I didn't think something was safe, then it doesn't matter what I did in the outside world, it wasn't going to change. It wasn't going to happen. I'd have it already otherwise. So that, based on programming, which I also call spells, like we're under these spells, which are also our blind spots. And those are all based on trying to keep us safe. So why does all this happen? Well, I mentioned childhood programming. The programming starts earlier than we might think. There is, the point of conception, and within 5 weeks, the heart is formed. This is the first organ to form. And at that moment, somewhere in that space, the universal recorder kicks in. And it listens to everything, all the muffled sounds. It listens to the vibration our mother was going through. If she was going through a hard time, we felt it viscerally. It listens to everything and then feeds us ads on what it is that we were thinking of. Oh, no, sorry, those are our phones. But it works a lot the same way. Our phones listen to us all the time. Well, the universe listens to us all the time, and our subconscious takes it all in, and it accepts it as fact. In the womb, it's felt as vibration, emotion. When we're infants, until we're like 2 years old, and when we start to talk, we absorb it, everything emotionally. Then as we grow older, the world starts to teach us. It teaches us how to feel, how to behave or misbehave, what to think, not how to think, what's possible and what's not possible. Who do you have to be, or what do you have to do in order to be loved? And what is safe and what's unsafe? We learn all of this from our environment, from the people in our world. And safety is really core here. One of the courses I'm taking is called Spell Breaking. And it's this guy, my mentor named Brian D. Ridgway. He's a bit of almost like a surfer dude in Hawaii. He's quite a character. But he teaches the 5 spells from hell. The first one is, it's not safe to be. So getting back to when you were in utero, if your mom was going through a terrible time, imagine a mother who's in a war zone, what kind of terror she's going through, and that's being felt viscerally. It's not safe to be, but it doesn't even have to be that extreme. If she felt any kind of major trauma, that could feel like non-safety. Then it's not safe to be me. We explore life and we're told off or we're yelled at. Now it's not safe to be ourselves. And then it's not safe to have desires. Like if you want something and mom or dad says no with any kind of force, I mean, how many of our parents just said, yes, I'll just give you everything, everything, everything. No, it was not safe to ask. It's not safe to want stuff, and it's not safe to ask for what you want. What, do you think money grows on trees? You know, that kind of language. We all grew up with some form of that. And then it's not even safe to get what you want because you get that toy or you get that thing, and it's like all of a sudden you have to share it with somebody, or you're not allowed to take it here, and there's rules around how you can use it. It's not safe to get what you want. And for some people, it was like met with violence. I didn't have a violent childhood. There was not violence. There was more neglect, shall we say, in me growing up. And an experience is something that I learned, a program that I was experienced was at one point my mom, we took me and my brother, I was like 4 or 5 years old, 4 years old, took us to Spain for 3 months. And she met a lady there that lived in Montreal, which is where we lived at the time. And so after the trip, we went for a visit to this lady's house. It was up and around Christmas time, if I remember correctly, but I was 5 years old. What do I remember? Doesn't matter, regardless. What I do remember, however, even to this day, is that this woman pulls out this big box, and it's a drum set for kids. And I'm looking at this, and the lady's saying, "This is for you." And I'm going, wow. You know, I actually learned to play drums later on in life, but I really was so excited, and I was wanting to have this. This is great. My mom says, "Well, you know, we'll bring it home next time." Can you imagine that when next time happened? Like never. So I learned a couple of things that day. I learned that I can't have what I want even when it's given to me. Talk about that for a spell. The other thing too I learned from that behavior was that you tell someone what they want to hear and then you do whatever you want. I get it. Like as an adult, I get my mom didn't want a noise making. We lived in an apartment and like she's imagining it's going to be this whole noise thing, but she didn't realize how detrimental that was for me, especially later on when I got access to be able to play a drum set. And it's like I was kind of a natural. But that's just the spell. And that's not who I am. And I learned to react to the world like the world happens out here and then I react to it in here, which is how a lot of us live, if you think about it. So our world it lives is that we have thoughts which a lot of them come from our early childhood programming, and then we make interpretations on what things mean, and those interpretations become stories that we tell ourselves, and then the stories become our identity, and everything stems from that identity that we form, most unconscious. And we have thousands of these stories, thousands of spells that run us completely unconsciously every moment of every day of our lives. So what do we do about it? First of all, we drink. Water. This is not vodka, I swear. Some of us do turn to that. Drinking, drugs. I know I've done my share, but not anymore. So what do we do about them? We start to become aware, and we become aware through presence. And presence can be experience the simple as taking a breath and being with that breath. Like that. We know our stories. We tell other people our stories, and we reinforce them every time, whether those stories are beneficial or not. So it's important to become aware of the stories we tell ourselves and the ones that we perpetuate to others, so we can become present to them. So maybe they don't run us, because awareness is what cracks the code or cracks the programming that we all have. So, as Naomi mentioned, I am a coach in a process called mind shifting, as one of my modalities that I work with. And mind shifting is pretty simple. You identify what the problem is. And no matter what problem that we have, they are all thought problems. They're all a perception that we have that we label a problem. So we identify what that is, and then we feel the emotion of the impact of that problem to release it. Then we imagine the preferred outcome. What do we want instead? And then we embody or feel the shift into the emotional state of what that feels like. And that changes everything. You shift perception, you shift the problem, and the problem dissolves. This is the beginning of conscious creation, awareness and feeling, and we don't have to force anything. It can be easy, as simple as that. So as I mentioned, we have thousands of programs, subconscious programs, spells that run us that we're not even aware of. Beliefs, fears, identity wounds, old emotions. Old emotions are simply undigested emotions. They're simply, whenever we're triggered with something, this is something from the past and it's undigested. And if we want to heal from that, it's to our benefit to become aware and to feel these feelings. Some of our mental programs work for us. Some of them are beneficial. Most, I would say, are not. So, first step, don't fight it. Be curious. Curious as to what is operating, like what am I really feeling here? What's it bringing up in me? The other thing that has created programs as loyalty to the past, or even to our dysfunctional families. We try to protect, you keep the family secrets. And the other thing is our spells, and those are cast through the words that we say. When we say I'm shy, is that true? Or is it just something we've used to keep ourselves feeling safe? Because that can be changed. We don't have to stay in that programming. So that guy, Brian D. Ridgway, the surfer type spell breaker guy, he's shown me a few interesting practices. And one of them is this. You take a deep breath and become present. And then you ask, show me everything I think I know about fill in the blank. Money. Show me everything I think I know about love. If you have a belief of any kind, put it in there. Show me everything I think I know about worthiness. You don't even have to wait for the answer to come up, but you can search within, just kind of ask the question and then feel what comes up. As you feel, you breathe into it and allow it to loosen. You might have to do the process several times, but it does work like a charm. I myself am exploring the releasing of spells about being visible, about my worth, about being seen. You know, it's like I have a little voice that says, "You're not ready. People don't care what you have to say." You know, I could tell you're all sleeping, so it's like, oh, it must be true. You know, you'll mess up. You'll screw it up. It's not safe to be seen. Oh, well, here we go. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Clarity comes from being curious. So, my friends, the journey to conscious creation, what is it? Well, it means no more taking what's out here and have it dictate how you feel in here. Don't let it tell you that you're anything but a conscious creator, infinite, unlimited being of light here to create an amazing world. You live from the inside out and start to command your word. Start to put yourself out there and being willing to speak the truth about how amazing and wonderful that you are, because that's the truth. Creation starts with thought and emotion, which impacts behavior, which creates your outcome. And it's a practice that doesn't come overnight. Even that can be a spell, by the way. Doesn't come overnight. Says who? Says who? Yeah. So when you change the inner world, the outer world changes automatically. It has no choice. It's the law. The law. You know, yeah, for example, if you want to take a moment right now, and if you want, close your eyes, think of a happy place. What's your happy place? Imagine yourself there, whatever that place is, and just how does it feel? Okay, so how many people felt something different from being in their happy place? Show of hands. Anyone feel? You changed your state. You actually shifted how you felt, and your reality shifted. Right now, right here. Didn't take overnight. If you want to feel calm, you'll make clearer decisions. If you want to envision yourself worthy, you'll have better relationships. You want to feel grounded. If you put yourself in a grounded space, your presence can shift a room. Creation begins with awareness and feeling, presence and feeling. There we go. One more exercise. I again invite you to close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. Take a nice, slow, deep breath, ideally in through your nose and out through your mouth. Just be present to the breath and notice one emotion that you've been carrying. Just be with that emotion and see if you can identify the thought that creates that emotion in you. The other option is you can ask yourself, show me everything I think I know about, and fill in the blank. Just do that for a moment. Okay, now you can ask yourself this deeply profound, ancient, spiritual question. Where did I get that crap? Seriously, that's a really powerful question, because if you're feeling something, if you're thinking something, whether it's positive or oftentimes negative, where did you get that crap? Where did you learn that? Who said that that's the truth or the reality or how you should be or what you should think. It's really good to question all of it. And if it's something that you don't want, declare, I release and let go of this thought, this emotion. Your words have power. They call them spells. You know, words are spelling. That's why they call it spelling, because they create spells. Declare it. Own it. It's yours. Just like It Is Done, that song we heard at the beginning. That is declaring the power. And then you can ask yourself, well, what would I rather believe? What would be a more empowering thought? Something that helps me feel good, raise my vibration, and focus on that. Feel that. Feel that new empowering belief and breathe it in and let it become your inner reference point. Well, my infinite, unlimited, infinite creators, we're always creating our reality. Whether we do it consciously or choose to do it unconsciously, because now it's a choice. Awareness, presence, first, always the first step. Inner sovereignty, that's our second step. Because when you awaken your inner world, you're awakening your own personal freedom. And then you're in a position to create, consciously create, not only a beautiful life for yourself and your loved ones, but in an entire world that certainly could use it. So my offering to you is, may you create your reality from a place of love, clarity, and presence. Thank you very much.